Hello everyone, this is me, Dre. I was just getting off of YouTube, posting videos to people that'll left comments on my various videos, and then I jumped over to CNN.com. I like to go to that website to find subject matter to talk about, and a lot of what's going on recently in the media has been in regards to George Zimmerman and the fact that he killed Trayvon Martin over a year ago. During recent events in the courtroom, they've been cross-examining Trayvon Martin's friend, Rachel Jeantel, and she had said that during the night of the incident, Trayvon called her saying, something to the effect of, "This crazy-ass crackers following me." And he could have more than likely called out of fear because, quite simply, a young man, regardless of ethnicity, going through a neighborhood and someone from a different ethnicity is following them turn after turn after turn, they're going to have a lot of concerns, a lot of fears, simply because they don't know what's going to happen. And when this came out in the media about what she said that he said, a lot of people are starting to throw a red flag saying, hey, Paula Deen said the N-word, and all of a sudden people are castigating her. And now Trayvon Martin, what are we going to do about that? He's a racist. First and foremost, let's not get this fucking twisted. This is a young man who is dead. George Zimmerman, he played the role of the vigilante. He took matters into his own hand. Instead of calling the police for a neighborhood watch, all he had to do was say, hey, I see someone suspicious, get someone here now. He could have ceased his pursuit, but he continued on. The incident occurred, and George Zimmerman pulled out a gun and shot this young man. Whether one guy was getting the edge over the other, bullets always beat fists. It's just as simple as that. Now, in terms of trying to compare Paula Deen and the trouble that she got into as opposed to Trayvon Martin, first and foremost, Paula Deen, multimillionaire, book deals, restaurants, all kinds of contracts. She did lose some of them, not all. And even still, she's got more money than a lot of us who are sitting here posting about, what's right and what's wrong. What she lost, she can get back. Trayvon Martin, he lost his life. That's the biggest difference. Paula Deen, what she said, I'm not pissed off about what she said. A lot of black people are. People of other ethnicities are upset. Even white people. Me personally, I don't give a shit that she said that because she said it over 30 years ago. And only people that heard her say that are herself and whoever she said it around. The only knock that I have against Paula Deen, and I'm not even going to really hold that against her, is the fact that she wanted to have a party, a plantation-style party, where only black servants dressed in tuxedos would have been serving the guests. That's the only knock. But once again, all that shit is under the bridge for me. I don't really care about that. Paula Deen, I would still watch her shows. I'm not going to condemn her because of that. What's done is done, and she's still going to be making money regardless. Kind of like Martha Stewart. She did the whole inside trading thing. She lost some of her deals. She's got them back, and that bitch is still rich. Excuse me for calling her the B word, because I don't like calling women that really, unless I'm really annoyed. But back to this, Trayvon Martin, he's dead. If he used the word cracker because it is a derogatory term for white people, if he were alive, then people can slap him on the wrist. But scorning a dead man, who the fuck does that? It's not like Hitler who, basically called for the genocide of over 6 million Jews. This is a single black man who was walking through a neighborhood with a hoodie, and all of a sudden a white Hispanic decided to follow him around, profiling him. An altercation took place, and all of a sudden someone got killed. So that's the biggest difference. We as a people, it's easy to throw the whole racist title around based on the circumstance. And if this were any smaller trial, we may have heard about it, but really not thought too much about it. But because it is basically on pretty much every media outlet, newspapers, TVs, internet, people are always going to have formulate their own opinion. But in the long run, what it all boils down to is that someone is dead. Paula Deen is still walking around, and she's still walking around as rich as fuck. Trayvon Martin, he's dead. So I'm not going to really leave any type of a links. you can see all these articles on the internet, regardless of whether it's usatoday.com, washingtonpost.com. It doesn't matter what website you go to. When you put in the word George Zimmerman or Trayvon Martin, you're going to read up on what's happening with the trial. You can see this shit on TV. But I would definitely encourage you to at least look that up and keep an open mind about this. A loss of life, whether it had been a young white man or a young Hispanic or a young Asian, young Middle Eastern, the loss of life is a loss of life. And, you know, when someone who has the potential to, you know, make a difference, perhaps, that's the saddest part about it. So that's the bigger story. You know, if he were still alive and using any type of racial epithet, then yeah, you know, we all have a right to speak our minds about it. But why talk shit about someone who's dead? But once again, you know, I definitely encourage you to leave your comments, share your feelings, you know, good or bad, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to delete anything. That's how I am. And of course, as always, you know, I do ask that if you like what I say on my videos, to like, subscribe, and share. Peace.